If you weren't black, you wouldn't be who you are. Who would I be? Would I be the same person? Would I have the same friends? Would I have the same relationships I have? My name is Yosan. My pronouns are she and her. I go to Jesuit High School and I'm 16 years old.
My name is Violeta Perez. I'm 16 years old. I go to Franklin High School and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
My name is Edom. My pronouns are she and her, and I go to David Douglas High School.
My name is Maya Anderson, she, her, hers, and I go to Parkwest High School.
My name is Sewa Paul. I go by she, her pronouns, and I'm going to my senior year at David Douglas High School.
What do you think defines you as a person or as part of your identity?
I think what defines me as a person is me being multiracial. I'm Caucasian and African American, and being a woman.
I identify as a woman of color, Latinx, Mexican specifically, and first generation Mexican American.
What definitely defines me as a person is being black, being a woman, and my ethnicity, being Eritrean, but definitely more my ethnicity and race are more prominent for me.
What's always defined me most as a person is being black. It's been a part of me my whole life. I've been affected by it my whole life. Being a woman also defines me. I wouldn't say as much as being black, but it of course plays a big part, especially within my black community, within my family, with other Eritreans. Like, being a woman is like my role, and I get defined as that.
I'm Asian, Korean specifically, like a young woman.
So, being biracial, do you think your family has an effect on you?
I feel like my family does have effects on me, but it would be very positive. I think I've been lucky enough to come from an upbringing of people who've continuously supported me no matter what, and haven't really set a principle of like, oh, you're biracial, so you're different.
When it comes to sexism or just expecting me to do certain things because I'm a woman. For race, I feel like because of where I'm from, a lot of people have very westernized, Americanized features. Like when a lot of people around you do have those features, more African, more Afrocentric features are like put down. So I feel like when it comes to my hair, my mom's very specific about in certain situations it has to be done right, and I don't even know what being done right is, you know, or having it like look good. And it's like, I feel like my hair looks good the way I want it to look rather than other people expecting it to be better looking when it's straight.
Finding my identity was definitely the neighborhood and community I grew up in. I went to a small middle school full of black and Mexicans, like 85 of us, all like little ghetto kids. When you're younger, it doesn't really matter, you don't care, or you just don't know. And I think in middle school, more than any other time, is when I realized like how crucial my community is, how crucial the people I want to surround myself. The people who you are around and the people who you can feel like you relate to are a lot of times the most important people to your identity.
I think my community does affect me because I don't have that many strong communities. Like overall, I feel an absence of community a lot of times, and like as I grew up, I felt like I found more communities that I could trust. Like growing up with a community at first that didn't look like me had a negative effect because they didn't understand where I was coming from. They didn't understand why I was the way I was, I guess.
I'm lucky in the aspect that the place that I go to school and spend most of my day and hours at is very open.
Being white passing, like I don't experience racism and discrimination a lot. When people do find out, stereotypes do affect the way they look at me. Stereotypes on like what they think I should be. Recently, since I've cut my hair, I've experienced less discrimination and sexism. They became real hostile towards me, even though, you know, they started putting these stereotypes on me. They said stuff like I should go back to my own country. It was just amazing to me that a person's view on you could completely change. Like they knew me for months, like we were really good friends. We always make jokes, or like we understood each other. The moment they realized I wasn't, I guess, who they thought I was, it was like, she's completely different.
When I do defy my stereotypes, people are more astounded. They can't even wrap their mind around it, basically, that I'm not, or a lot of people aren't what they think they are, like what they've seen on TV or what they know from other people within your community. Like if you're not acting the stereotypically like black person or stereotypically Eritrean person, stereotypical anything, then people within the own community might look at you sideways.
Stereotypes affect me more negatively because of the fact that, first of all, they can be not true. If I'm upset or angry, people want to like assume that like I'm like an angry black girl or something, and just kind of like dismiss me or my feelings because they think I'm just like this all the time or something. Just like I can't raise my voice and like be respected at the same time.
Too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. So you always never really knew like where you fit in all of it.
Like just because you were born differently or you're born a female, you're automatically like lower than the male counterpart.
There's a lot of misrepresentation of people who look like me in the media, where it's like first would see a lot of negative things. Now I feel like it is getting better because you do see a little bit more of like other people empowering people.
I feel like the representation of black people in the media is very negative, at least for now, which is all that I can speak of. There is no positive image of black people. It's always us, of like violence, which is very unfortunate. I think the very little media that we do get, it's always like European standards of fashion and of beauty and stuff like that. But I do see like we are making an effort, which is very nice, but it's sad that how little it's going.
In the media, there's a lot of white passing or light-skinned Latinx, so I feel like I see a lot of that. Personally, for me, it's not positive, I don't think, because there's a reason why they chose a white passing person of color instead of a darker person of color.
At school, I don't feel comfortable until I'm in like Black Student Union, where like I have like people rooting for me and rooting for my success. And
so when I joined YEJA, it was just a place where I could just keep going and just like meeting new people and just being myself.
YEJA and SCP and College Possible and Avid, you have like representation of it all.
If I wanted to like change people's perspective on like identities and my identity, I just be like solely look at the person, work on how to uplift me as a person, you know, like help me with what I'm struggling with.